Welcome back to Raised by Giants Illuminated Insights UFO Doomsday Cults Series Part 10. This is 10 episodes in. We're 10 weeks in. And today we're going to be talking about the cult of We are live. Welcome everyone in the chat to the series that gives you the facts and the research behind some of the most highly regarded modern day belief systems floating around the community that come directly from these UFO cults with theories and beliefs of extraterrestrials landing and saving humanity, the end of the world predictions that never come true, Luciferians, evil extraterrestrials messing with humanity, supposed advanced technology like time travel, channeling, telepathy, psychic communication, and cloning, and the coming of a new age into the evolutionary level above human, the Great White Brotherhood of Light, New Age extraterrestrial, UFO raptures, along with many claiming to be reincarnations of famous historical figures like they always seem to do. And also evil intergalactic ball snatching extraterrestrials, gray extraterrestrials, right? If you haven't checked out episodes 1 through 9 yet, I highly recommend it. There's a playlist on the channel with all the episodes in order. And if you listen to all of those episodes that we've done so far here on this channel, which this is number 10, we've been doing this for 10 weeks now, you'll realize that all of these belief systems and theories and ideologies that are being talked about today come from these UFO cults and have been regurgitated and compounded upon and changed just slightly for a new generation of listeners. And this one that we're going to cover today is absolutely no different. And a quick announcement, really quick. I've had a few people over the years reach out to me and ask if there's any way that they could support my channel and my work like monthly. And though I have PayPal and Buy Me a Coffee where you guys can donate, and also super chats and super stickers are a great way to donate as well, I thought about doing a Patreon, but everybody's on the Patreon bandwagon. So what I did was create a YouTube membership program that's $4.99 a month. It's called the Ryder Rangers member, right? And you can sign up to be a member and get a cool little chat badge that lets me and lets everyone know that you're a member, and everyone else in the chat know that you're a member. And you can comment on the videos and in the chat, and you'll have that little badge on there. I'm working on creating perks and things like that to be able to give the members, but it also gives me the ability to create members only content, members only chats, members only videos, which is really cool. But if you're interested and want to help support the show on a monthly basis, the Ryder Rangers member is the best way to help support the channel and the show monthly. There's a little join button on the desktop version right beside the Raised by Giants title, right underneath the video. I don't think that there's a way to get it on mobile devices, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But I'll drop the link in the chat for the people that are listening on mobile devices. There it is. How's it going, Scotty? Sherry, good to see you. Lost in Space. Nina the Mystic, Karen Holton. How's it going, Karen? Thanks for jumping in. Yeah, so we have a really great show for you guys here this evening. And I know it's a weird time, but I thank you guys all for being here and following along with me on this series. I just got done on Leak Project earlier today with Rex Spare, and we went over the fake alien bodies that the Mexican government just released in their quote-unquote congressional hearing in Mexico the other day, so be on the lookout for that. I still haven't really found a great time to do these shows yet, but make sure that that bell icon is clicked so that you can get notified whenever I'm about to go live, because this is a double header. We just did 2 back-to-back shows, one yesterday and one today, and I hope that you guys checked out that episode of the coverage of the fake Mexican extraterrestrial bodies that we covered yesterday. But really quick, a quick recap. So last week we covered the Antrovis cult, which was a UFO cult formed in Central Europe in 1990, which mixed ufology, Masonic practices, and Christianity into their cult. Edward Malik here claimed that the Virgin Mary visited him and urged him to save the world from impending doom with the help of the extraterrestrial being called Antrovis, and claimed that the extraterrestrials used human organs to fuel their UFOs. The bad extraterrestrials and the good extraterrestrials both used human organs to fuel their UFOs. Either way, you're screwed with these guys, right? Either you cut off your organs, give them freely to the extraterrestrials, or the bad ones just come and take them. Okay. Antrovis would later be linked with 2 disappearances and the mutilated dead body of a teacher. If you're interested in learning more about the cult of Antrovis, please check out last week's episode of UFO Doomsday Cults Part 9, the cult of Antrovis. But this week we're covering the cult of UM, better known as Universal Medicine or Unimed, or even known as the burping cult. And you'll find out why here a little bit later. With your new Messiah of the week, Serge Binhain. That's right. Serge Binhain claims to not only be the Messiah, but also be the reincarnation of Leonardo da Vinci, a mystical healer that can see the future, and that there's a master race of 9-foot tall extraterrestrials going around sniffing people. No joke. You heard me right. This guy right here, Serge Binhain, taught his followers that extraterrestrials known as spirit just go around smelling people, sniffing people. They can smell you anywhere. Absolutely no joke. And I have a clip right here for you guys to listen to.
Have a mid-grey coloured thin body, long fingers. They are all equally 9 feet tall and have no feet. It is said.
You hear that? They got no feet. They're just floating around. Mystical, no feet extraterrestrials running around sniffing people.
That a spirit can smell the Son of God.
Fact. And that happens everywhere. You can be in a train, in a bus, you are being smelled all the time.
Spirit.
You heard it here first, folks. You're being smelt by the extraterrestrials. The gray extraterrestrials are around sniffing people and smelling them, and they have no feet, right? First, we had the intergalactic ball-snatching evil extraterrestrials last week with the Antrovis cult here with Edward Malik. But now we have the 9-foot tall intergalactic sniffing extraterrestrials just zipping around in their UFOs sniffing people. According to this guy, Serge Binhain. I wonder if, I bet Biden is a part of that extraterrestrial sniffing crew. He's got to be. He's got to be the head of that extraterrestrial sniffing crew. Gotta be. So, Serge Binhain here was a former bankrupt tennis coach from New South Wales, Australia, who now makes millions of dollars selling esoteric healing products, music, publications, workshops, and courses, and claims to physically heal people. And he claims to have gotten these revelations, and he received them while taking a poop on the toilet. If that doesn't tell you how great this cult is, that he received his messages to start a cult while he was taking a deuce on the toilet, then I don't know what is. Right, but he does this thing that he calls esoteric connective tissue therapy, which is said to improve the patient's energy flow, in a psychic, esoteric ovary message, which can get rid of ovarian cancer by rubbing the pelvic area, and the esoteric breast massage. This dude right here is basically just groping these women and telling them that he's healing them. When he first started doing these quote unquote esoteric healings with his ovary message and his esoteric breast message, he would bring these women to his house for these esoteric therapies. Right, here's another clip.
Serge decided that he should read my ovaries. I was pretty unimpressed, and I said immediately, no, I don't want that. But
he's groping these women, is what he's doing, claiming that he's healing them of their ailments.
Put a bit of pressure on, and he sort of made out that I was overreacting, and he did put his hands on my lower abdomen, just
classic narcissist behavior right there,
above your pubic area. And the first thing he said to me was, when you were 5 years old, a man in your life let you down. He kept going up these ages until he reached my teenage years, and he sort of said that a man in my life had tortured me. And that's when I got this idea that Serge was not really a healer, he was a predator.
He is a predator. Absolutely 100%. He's a predator. He's bringing these women to his house and telling them that he's going to heal them while he's groping their breast and their lower abdomen area. He's a predator.
He had about 60 people in this room on treatment tables, and he'd closed all the curtains so that it was completely dark. People would have these very strong physical reactions. They'd start shaking. Some people would start screaming. They'd cry. And
yeah, because he's traumatizing the people. He's traumatizing them.
He said that some of the emotional reactions was because some of the people in the room had been angels in a past life, and they'd been persecuted and tortured, and they'd been raped. So I came out of that feeling pretty traumatized, I guess, and even more worried. I thought again about going to the police, but what do you tell them? This guy's doing exorcisms on people.
He's doing exorcism on people. He's groping them. He's telling them that they have a bunch of trauma while he's inflicting the trauma. Classic narcissist. Now, he claims that these now that the practices that he does now, the healing practices and the healing modalities where he would legitimately put his hands on these women and grope them, he says that those practices are now that are done on women are now done by women. Okay, bro, but what about the women that you groped before and claimed it was healing people? Not only was he groping adults that would come to his house in the beginning, but also young teenagers, as young as 10, he had staying in his house. He had multiple young women living with him in his house. One by the name of Miranda Smith, which was 13 years old at the time that she was living with Serge here. And Serge claimed that it was a tennis pupil, but now she's married to Serge. This is unbelievable. Now, this cult started in 1999 after, again, Serge received what he described as a energetic impress or an epiphany while he was on the toilet. Right? Nothing like coming up with your idea to start a cult and start groping women while taking a deuce on the toilet. Sets the tone, right? Now, Serge was married to a lady named Deborah when he had his epiphany on the toilet, and then later married Miranda the 13-year-old girl that was living with him, which I don't believe that she was 13 at the time when they married, but that's besides the point. You had a 13-year-old girl living with you, bro, that you later married. You're a predator. But both of Serge's wives now, Deborah and Miranda, both help him run the cult with zero problems.
One of the girls that stayed in Serge Benhayan's house was Miranda Smith, and she moved into his home. She was a tennis pupil. She met him when she was 13. She moved in when she was around 14 and lived with him pretty much full time for a few years. She's now married to Serge.
A girl that you had at the age of 13 living in your home, he is now married to. I don't even have the words to say. Don't have the words to say right now.
Jesus Christ.
Now, the followers of this cult are known collectively as the student body. The teachings are classified into meditation, self-care, nutrition, exercise, music, reincarnation, psychological well-being, and the esoteric, with his amazing esoteric ovary message and his amazing esoteric breast groping message, are supported by audiobooks and online lectures. Serge describes himself as a seer and calls himself the Ascended Master, the Ascended Groper. That's what he is, the Ascended Master Groper. And which we know where the Ascended Master theories come from. We covered the I Am Called in UFO Doomsday Cults Part 8 with Guy and Edna Ballard here all the way back in the 30s. If you guys haven't seen that one, go and check that one out. So the followers of the cult of UM, they call Serge here the new Messiah. They also believe that he was the one that was sent from the mythical kingdom of Shambhala to awaken the planet. The groper and predator, Serge here, is the only human to have ever achieved the highest level of initiation on Earth. Serge's esoteric healing belief system is based on the occult teachings of the early 20th century theosophist Alice A. Bailey. Now, just like all the other cults that we've covered so far, you gotta be somebody important in a past life, or you can't convince your cult followers to follow along, right? And Serge here is no different, right? Serge here claims to be the reincarnation of Leonardo da Vinci and Pythagoras, as well as the person that he ripped off, Alice A. Bailey, along with St. Peter, and as well as the architect of the step pyramid and high priestess of the sun god Ra, Imhotep. Serge right here is the reincarnation of the creator of the step pyramid, Imhotep. He did it. He groped his way to the top in a past life. Ridiculous. He's stepping up the reincarnation past life game here, right? We had Guy and Edna Ballard here from the Cult of I Am, where Guy Ballard claimed to be the reincarnation of George Washington. Then we covered the Order of the Solar Temple cult with Luc Jouret and DeMambro, where DeMambro claimed to be the reincarnation of Moses and of Akhenaten. I mean, how many of them have we covered so far that claim to be the reincarnation of Jesus Christ, the direct descendant of Jesus Christ? Marshall Applewhite from the Heaven's Gate cult claimed to be the reincarnation of Jesus Christ, and him and his shepherd were the two witnesses from the book of Revelation that they would bring about the apocalypse. Right? So Serge here also claims that his daughter Simone, what she's a swimming teacher and the head of universal medicine in the UK, is the reincarnation of Winston Churchill. Man, they are so important. So important. Serge here is the reincarnation of Leonardo da Vinci, Pythagoras, as well as Alice A. Bailey and St. Peter, and the architect of the Step Pyramid and the high priestess of the sun god Ra, Imhotep. And his daughter is the reincarnation of Winston Churchill.
Jesus Christ.
How's the chat hanging? How's it going, Crystal? Oh, I remember Guy Ballard. Yes, we covered that cult in UFO Doomsday Cults, Part 8. Sherry. Very cold eyes, I'm telling you, ladies. Psycho killer. That's right. Serge is a groper, a predator, and a scammer. Scotty boy, no one ever remembers cleaning the damn toilet, do they? No, they don't. They don't remember that at all. It's always someone important. It's got to be somebody important, Scotty. Have to be Akhenaten, Moses, Jesus, Buddha, Leonardo da Vinci. Loretta, who wants to remember cleaning the toilet bowl. That's true, though. No Bull Truth. That's that Full Metal Jacket look. Yeah. Very similar. Very similar indeed. That Stanley Kubrick stare. Toilet cleaners need not apply. Yeah. Sherry, well, Edgar Casey was brilliant and David Wilcock must have forgotten the intelligent nature part of the brain. Yeah. Somehow Edgar Casey, channeling Edgar Casey and claiming to be the reincarnation of Edgar Casey, he somehow also has all of David Wilcock's beliefs, which is pretty suspicious if you ask me. So with Serge here claiming that his daughter was the reincarnation of Winston Churchill and that he's the reincarnation of Leonardo da Vinci, Serge created his healing practices based on the belief that disease is caused by energetic disharmony resulting from ill choices made in previous lifetimes. Serge teaches that there are two types of energy, prana and fire, and that prana is negative, and prana is in everything, including music, food, beliefs, and ideology. But not his beliefs and ideology. Negative energy prana is not in his ideas and beliefs of it when he's groping women. That's different, right? Because I'm the cult leader. I can do what I want. And I can just make up my own beliefs as we go. But he claims that prana is in everything, which he regards as evil. Prana is bad, and prana is to be rejected and cleared and to be replaced with fiery energy, which emanates from the atomic womb of God, right? Basically, just leave me all of your money when you die, and you'll be free of this prana, which we're going to get into here a little bit later. He basically scammed a bunch of old women out of all of their money, right? But he also teaches his followers that they need to constantly be burping all the time. It's where this I was talking about in the beginning, that it's referred to as a burping cult. He told all the women of this cult that they need to be burping all the time to release the negative prana from their bodies, from the food that they eat, the music that they listen to, and the negative energy of others. Just burp it out. When in doubt, burp it out. Right? One former member of the cult said that his wife came home one day and noticed that she was burping all the time. And she told him that she was releasing all the negative energy from her body that Serge told her was causing her illness. And also, along with that, apparently these evil extraterrestrials insert a evil reptile into the anus of people. There was this group meditation that was done where it was all men's meditation, which is completely different than what he normally goes for. It's normally young women and old women that he can manipulate, that goes to all of his courses and goes to his lectures and are a part of his cult. But this one, he had an all male group of people, and he claimed that evil reptiles had inserted themselves through their anus. That sounds like you need a doctor to get that bad boy out of there. But no, Serge told him to just breathe. Breathe the serpent out of your butt. Unclench your anus muscles and let that serpent go. And it's gone. Just let the serpent flow out. This dude is obsessed with boobs and butts, I swear, right? He sells many healing modalities and products, including teas, herbal elixirs, creams, and even laminated healing postcards, symbol postcards aimed to clear the prana, right? Sherry, oh my effing God. Yep. Evil extraterrestrial serpents inserting themselves into your butt. So they burrow up in there. Retta Burpees was a seed brand. Yep. Huh. Wild. So this is a quote directly from him, which really shows his level of messiah complex and his narcissistic behavior. He says, and this is a quote directly from him, it says, "I know more than any scientist. I know everything about the universe and how it works. I can answer any question about any mystery in the world, any mystery in the universe." That's what he said in 2012. Serge here is the ultimate God that knows, that has unlocked all the mysteries of the universe, from giving women, old women, young women, all women, middle-aged women, teenage women, groping them and telling them that he's healing them of their ailments. He teaches couples that when a man orgasms inside of a woman, this gets, oh my gosh, this gets insane. Okay, so he teaches couples that when a man orgasms inside a woman, she will take on his bad energy. And he has said that if that energy can then possess that sexual nature energy, that possessed entity can invade a father's body, and while he sleeps at night, the entity can leave his body and rape his daughters.
I had an entity that was sexually active while I sleep at night, and it leaves me at night, and it goes and rapes my daughters while I sleep.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Jesus Christ.
This man is using the excuse. He's already set it up perfectly. He set it up perfectly so that nobody can come out against the sexual abuse that he has perpetrated upon his followers, and in this case, his own family members. If anybody comes out against him, he can just say that a being possessed him of a certain sexual energy, and then that being is the one that committed the sexual act against the person that is claiming that he abused them in a sexual way. It's a setup. It's absolutely 100% a setup. It really makes me angry. Really makes me mad. So, and he also says, he also teaches that people who abuse their authority, like he does, he abuses his authority, but such as detractors or corrupt politicians in this lifetime are reincarnated as children with disabilities, such as Down syndrome, autism, are symptoms of karma for your past life sins. He also states that if you were sexually abused or assaulted, then you were an abuser in a past life. And you're living out your karma in this life. Which with that logic makes absolutely no sense. And it really seems like an excuse for him to do whatever he wants with these women and excuse his sexual abuse toward women and followers of the group, and his groping and his sexual assault upon women in the cult, and possibly sexual abuse of his own daughter.
Popular, these things, but I have to say it anyway. If you have been sexually abused, then you have been an abuser.
Wow. I want him to tell that to sexually abused women and sexually abused men. That's right, Crystal. Nina the Mystic. Yeah, these are the people we need to do bad magic on. Absolutely. Absolutely. Noble truth. Unfortunately, it seems the criminals get off easy in this criminal ran world. Yes, they do. Scotty Boy, one has to ask how damaged these people are falling for this. Yeah. I mean, they have to be, and that's he uses them. He uses their illness. He uses their depression and their anxiety against them. And he hypnotizes them. Yes, Ryder, pathetic. It's very pathetic. And I really struggle for words to even explain the way that I'm feeling right now, because this is completely ridiculous, right? And it's literally, it's an excuse for him to do whatever he wants with these women so that they can't come out against him, to excuse his groping, to excuse his sexual misconduct and sexual assault upon women in this cult. In the way that he just said that an entity can possess you and make you sexually abuse your own daughter. What is that a cover up for? Have you sexually abused your daughter, Serge? You're trying to cover it up? That's what it seems like. So, also along with these horrendous ideas in theology and is groping and sexual abuse, he writes and he has an ideology that skin color evolution was a conscious choice, that Asians choose yellow skin, saying that yellow signifies the intellect, and that the pursuit of a lighter complexion arose when black-skinned individuals became identified with darkness. So not only is he an abuser, a predator, and a groper, he's also a racist. He's a freaking racist. And he preys upon the elderly, old, rich women. He convinces them to write their family and kids out of their will. Because if they gave their money when they pass away to their kids when they die, they will then have to pay the karmic consequences of that in the next life. Right? Here it is.
Spread to organs in like a very little time.
This is the lady right here that he scammed out of $1 million, over $1 million, and all of her property.
And the truth is, I feel excited.
Judith McIntyre. In the end, she left Serge around 1.4 million Australian dollars. That was the majority of her estate. So this was a case of these followers literally choosing Serge over their children. I have seen one will that somebody forwarded to me where a person who owns a business, reasonably well off, she's left everything to Serge and his daughter, Natalie. People were...
That's his daughter right there. That is the reincarnation of Winston Churchill.
Leaving him money for some time. These weren't isolated events.
He's been doing this for a long time. He's been groping women for a really long time. He's been scamming the elderly out of their wills and their family members out of their money to give to them. He's convinced them that they will live out a horrible next life if they don't give the Messiah here of the entire universe that has all the answers to the universe. If they don't leave their money to Serge here, that is the new Messiah that has all the answers, and he's the ultimate creator, and he has all this within him, then they're going to have a really crappy next life. Yep, he just preys on the elderly. And that's how he makes the majority of his money, is by scamming old rich women. And he also encouraged his followers to not eat. He encouraged his followers not to eat that vegetables are as bad as heroin.
Case in Lismore where a 10-month-old baby was admitted to hospital, to the emergency room, nearly dead due to near starvation. And the parents were very close adherents of universal medicine. I think he told his followers that carrots are as bad as heroin, that kind of thing. I mean, this is mad stuff.
He's groping women. He's scamming old ladies out of their wills and having them write him into his wills because they're going to have a past life. He's also encouraging his followers not to eat because vegetables are as bad as heroin. Insane. Right? And he also teaches that illness is caused by the possession of the body by evil spirits. And he has reported to have told terminally ill people, terminally ill patients and terminally ill people, that an evil spirit had entered their liver and their kidneys, and that's why they're having so many problems. Just like the evil reptilian snake up the anus of all the males, a evil demonic entity has possessed your liver and your kidneys, and that's why they're failing. But don't worry. Don't worry now. I got the solution. I'm the new Messiah. I can come in and heal you with my magic liver message and my magic kidney message, along with my pelvic area message and my esoteric breast message. Just let me grope you a little bit. So he makes a majority of his money from scamming old rich women, old single rich women. And many lawsuits against this guy has happened over the years. Disputes with the Cancer Association and healthcare practitioners and personal lawsuits have happened over the years. It's really too much to get into here, but the Supreme Court in Australia ruled against him, and there's a statement that came out directly from a grand jury in Australia and said that Serge leads a socially dangerous and socially harmful cult, intentionally, indecently touched clients. Well, it's obvious that he's a groper, right? And is a charlatan who makes fraudulent medical claims. And that was a quote from a British court ruling. And the cult of Universal Medicine was reported to be a cult with a very harmful and dangerous cult with many potential harmful and sinister elements. I would say so when you got a guy that's claiming to be the new Messiah running around groping people, telling them that he's healing them of all their ailments and that there's evil entities that are possessing their body that's making them ill, and that sometimes those evil entities can possess him and make him rape his daughter. I would say that that's very harmful. And I forgot to mention this earlier as well, but he also talks about sex, and of course he talks about sex, right? He's a groper and a predator that preys upon young women. He talks about that if you can orgasm as a hermaphrodite, then then the orgasm is going to be 100 times better.
We're robbed of a richer aspect of making love. But we're not robbed of that at the making love or the sexual point.
You're abusing these women. Bro, come on.
Robbed of that at the livingness point. In other words, we're not living our immortality. We're not living our wholesomeness. Our orgasm as a hermaphrodite, the orgasm is quite spectacular.
You heard it here first. If you orgasm, according to Serge here, as a hermaphrodite, the orgasm is so much better.
Jesus Christ.
That's right. It is unbelievable. No bull truth. I feel like Russell Brand played this role in a movie once. Nina the Mystic, he probably has some sexual issues. Yeah, and just like Marshall Applewhite of the Heaven's Gate cult was trying to cover up his homosexual urges by telling his cult members to get castrated. Marshall Applewhite of the Heaven's Gate cult castrated himself chemically along with 5 of his followers because he was ashamed of his homosexual urges. And he actually admitted himself to a psychiatric hospital to supposedly cure himself of these homosexual urges, and that's where he met Bonnie Nettles. This cult reminds me somewhat of the Raelian cult with Rael. But the same with the Antrovis cult as well. The Antrovis cult was a no-sex cult with Edward Malik here as well that we covered last week, where he literally told his followers to cut off their genitals to fuel the extraterrestrial spacecraft. Sherry, oh good Lord, it gets worse. It does get worse. It's either a super ultra mega sex cult, groping cult, sexual abuse, and everyone can just have sex with everyone, or it's a non-sex cult where you gotta chemically castrate yourself and to remove your sexual urges. Sherry, that's quite the story, and it's real. 100% real. Nope, he's still alive. Still alive, and it is still going on in Australia and in the UK. Unbelievable. So that wraps up our UFO Doomsday Cults, Part 10, with the groping and possible sexual abuse by Serge here from Universal Medicine Cult, claiming that he can heal you of all your ailments by placing his hands on your breast or pelvic area. Scams old single women out of their money. convinces them that they need to leave their inheritance to him and the cult, because if they don't, they will have a really bad next incarnation on the planet. That he's the reincarnation of Leonardo da Vinci. Many lawsuits of fraud and malpractices. He has absolutely no medical degree. He has absolutely no idea how to treat illness. But if you pay him $80, he can cure you of your breast cancer by groping your breasts, and ovarian cancer by putting his hands on your pelvic area. Crystal, yeah. Stomach hurts now. That's right. It's hideous. Yes, sir. This one was a real doozy, Scotty boy. One for the ages. And it really makes me sick that this dude can get away with this. I mean, he's been sued several times by former members of the cult, and one of them actually won. But he's still doing it. He's still doing it. He's been sued by the Breast Cancer Association. He's been sued by many medical practitioners. And he tells his followers not to eat. Don't eat anything. Carrots are bad as heroin. Right? It's unbelievable, this guy, and the audacity that he has to continue to keep doing this. Right? But I will be back on Saturday with Paul Knight from What the Flock TV. And that'll be a really good show. And then I was just on Leak Project today. That should be released tomorrow or the next day. So be on the lookout for that. Me and Rex had a wonderful conversation about the fake alien bodies that the Mexican government just rolled out. Provably fake alien bodies that was exposed back in 2018. Yeah, Scotty boy, out of all 10, only this guy makes me angry big time. Yes, he makes me very angry too. Can't believe that he's gotten away with this for so long. It's unbelievable. It makes me sick to my stomach. That you can grope women and then excuse your sexual misconduct and say that it was an evil entity, a demon that possessed you to do it. It's exactly what he's done. 09, good to see you. I haven't seen you in a minute, 09. How's it going? Yeah, I was supposed to have a Dr. Farrell on again, but we had to postpone that to next month. But he will be returning sometime next month. He had some things that he needed to take care of and wasn't able to make it, had to cancel, which is 100% okay. Scotty boy, breathe, guys. Unfortunately, this is just the tip of the iceberg. That is right. Yeah, that'll be a really good show. I'm actually reading his book right now, the Thrice Hermetica, The Age of Janus. Very interesting book, and we're going to talk about it. Yes, Sherry, that he got away with all of it. Super shameful. It's unbelievable. No Bull Truth. Can't wait to see part 16. Yeah, we're going to keep going. We're going to keep going with it. Keep going with it till we have ran out of UFO cults. but I think 10 was a milestone, and I want to thank each and every one of you that have been here through this journey. Ginger Grin, good to see you. Thanks, Ryder, sending each and every one of you favor and love. Good to see you, Ginger Grin. That's right. What better way to get away with all this stuff than to blame it on Satan or blame it on demons or blame it on the devil, right? Can always blame it on things that is unprovable and that has no evidence backing it. Scotty boy, much love. Yeah, so if you missed the beginning of this part 10, I have created a YouTube membership that's only $4.99 a month. It's called the Ryder Rangers Members, and you can sign up to be a member. It's only $4.99 a month, and you get a cool little chat badge that lets me and lets the chat know that you're a member, and lets everyone else know that you're a member when you comment or on videos in the chat. And I'm working on creating a lot of really good perks and things that I can give to the members that are supporting my channel monthly for $4.99. But it gives me the ability to create members only content, members only chats, members only videos, which is a really cool feature that YouTube now offers. And if you're interested and you want to be a Ryder Ranger and help support the channel and the show monthly, like a few people have reached out to me in the past that they would like to support me monthly. There is PayPal links in the description and Buy Me a Coffee links in the description. And you can also send super chats and super stickers as well. But this is a good way to support me and my work and my channel on a monthly basis for only $4.99. And there's a little join button on the desktop version right beside Raised by Giants title, right underneath the video. I don't think that there's a way to get to it on mobile devices, but I'll drop the link in the chat again for you guys that are listening on mobile devices right here. But it's a great way to help support the show. Leak Project, how's it going, brother? How's it going, Rex? The fake aliens, yeah, cool. Yeah, it'll be released tomorrow. Awesome. Be released tomorrow on Leak Project. We had a fantastic conversation over there with Rex Bear, and it really proves that two people that have completely different belief systems, and I mentioned this at the end of the video with Rex, can come together and have a really great conversation. We don't always have to be at each other's throats, right? We can have a good level-headed conversation with two people that have opposing beliefs and opposing ideas. Like Rex seems to he believes in the extraterrestrial hypothesis and I don't, right? But we still had a really good conversation about it, and we showed each other respect, and that's the way that things should be done. We don't need to be attacking each other. And we've created this idea and this thought that if you disagree with somebody, then you have to hate them. You have to block them out of your life, or you have to leave them. You have to attack them. You have to personally attack them. And the amount of attacks that I've gotten in the last 2 months have been off the charts. And I don't talk about that too much because I don't like bringing the energy level down. I like to let people have a good time being in my chat and listening to my show, right? But I have been attacked and out the wazoo for this stuff, right? Like I've gotten emails. I was getting hit on all the different social medias, on Twitter, on Instagram. People are sending me personal emails. It's unbelievable that the community would do this to each other, right? We have to come together. And just because I have a different opposing thought and a different opposing idea doesn't mean that I don't take your thoughts and your ideas into consideration, right? That's like a thought virus that's going around, that when people come out and you don't believe what they're saying, or that you don't like what they're saying, that you automatically have to attack them or automatically disagree with them. That's the opposite way of what it's supposed to be. Crystal Shaman. I've seen a gray before, and if you have, I'm guessing that you're joking, Crystal. But if you're serious, then that's 100% fine. I'm not here to tell you what you've experienced or what you haven't experienced, right? But people take this stuff to heart way too much. They think that because I'm exposing people in fake documentaries and exposing these cults and exposing these ideas and these different thought forms and where all this stuff come from, and that it's a regurgitation of past beliefs that's been regurgitated for a new audience to hear, that they're taking that as a personal attack. And that's not meant to be that way. Sure, I have no respect for that kind of mentality. Well, that's the kind of mentality that's the majority right now, unfortunately, Sherry. But I'm trying to break that apart, trying to bring back some integrity to the community, right? And no one ever admits that they're wrong about the things that they came out and said before. Crystal, no, I'm not joking, Ryder, unfortunately. Hey, and I don't discount your experience. Maybe you did. I have no idea. I wasn't there. I'm not you. I can't decipher your experiences for you. And that's what I was talking about with Rex today on his show that'll be released tomorrow. Like, I've experienced a lot of things in my life, but I don't claim to know what any of that is. And I don't care to know what that is. Right? I believe that there's truly unexplainable things that happen all the time in our reality, but it's not meant for us to understand what that is. But if I were to go to a psychic or a medium or a regressionist within this community, they would tell me that it's aliens every single time. No bull truth. Thanks so much for your $5 contribution to the show, brother. Appreciate your kindness and generosity. Backup ticket for my Fight Club admission, sir. That's right. Conspiracy Fight Club. So yeah, guys, just be level-headed, and I'm just here to try and shed light on some of these UFO cults and where these ideologies and these beliefs that where they come from and how they've been regurgitated. That's exactly right, Scotty boy. Your truth is your truth. You do not need anyone's approval to justify your experiences, right? That's what these people think has to happen. They think that everyone else has to believe in their story instead of having and attacking people that don't. That's not the way to do it. If you experience something, then you experience something. I'm not here to tell you that your experience is wrong. Just have the integrity to if you truly believe what you experienced, then I'm not here to tell you that that didn't happen. But people are misinterpreting what I'm saying. No bull truth. Take my approval, Scotty. It's very true what you said. Yes, it absolutely is. You don't need 20 other people to also believe in your story for your story to then be real. But that is something that has gone on in this community forever, right? They have to get the approval of everybody else in the community for their experiences to be real. And that comes from people wanting to know what they experienced and knowing that other people experienced it. And then all of a sudden, when other people have experienced the exact same thing, then that means that their experience was real. Super frustrating. Just like this cult of is super frustrating with his groping and his sexual assault upon his followers. Super frustrating. Scotty boy, I said something smart. I'm out before I say something stupid. Love you, Scotty boy. Thanks for being here. All right, guys. That's it for this evening. Thanks so much for being here. I really appreciate your time and everyone here in the chat and that has listened and that has followed along with this UFO call series since part 1 10 weeks ago. It's been an amazing journey. We're going to keep going with it until we have ran out of super duper ultra mega cults to cover. And then we're going to start covering people that have been staples in ufology, like Bill Moore, like William Cooper, like Whitley Strieber, like Jim Mars, and we're going to dissect their claims and figure out where they got their information from as well. I'll be back on Saturday with Paul Knight from What the Flock TV at 2 p.m. EST. Much love, everyone. See you guys on Saturday.